Think about your brain right now. You're probably running two completely different versions of yourself. There's the version inside your head, what you actually think, and the version you show to the world so you don't get into trouble. We do this so naturally, we barely even notice it anymore. We quickly calculate the social cost of saying what we mean, realize it's too high, and choose to stay quiet. Sociologists have a brilliant name for this: preference falsification. It just means hiding what you really want or believe because of social pressure. And right now, Canada is experiencing a massive, quiet explosion of it. It's creating something called the speech gap, a widening canyon between what people actually believe in private and what they feel allowed to say in public. When that gap gets too wide, a society starts to break down. To understand how we got here, we have to look at the rules. Take legal changes like Bill C-9, for instance. On paper, laws like this are designed to protect people from extreme hate. That sounds great. But in practice, because the legal definitions get fuzzy, the human brain reacts with an automated safety calculation. You ask yourself, is saying this thing worth a human resources investigation? Is it worth losing my job or my reputation? The logical answer is always no. This isn't cowardice, it's a perfectly rational survival strategy. But when millions of people do this at the same time, the pressure builds up. In physics, if you trap steam in a container and seal all the valves, the pressure doesn't just disappear. It looks for a weak point. Society works the same way. If people can't talk about complex things, like immigration levels, economic strain, or rapid cultural changes, in the public square without getting canceled, that conversation doesn't stop. It just goes underground. People move to anonymous forums and unregulated digital spaces, but those spaces are governed by algorithms optimized for tribal rage. You don't find moderate, healthy debate there. You find radicalization. The very system designed to suppress extreme ideas ends up creating the perfect greenhouse for them to grow. The problem runs deep because Canada is built on a beautiful, comforting myth, the myth of neutrality. We like to tell ourselves the public square is a blank canvas where any culture, faith, or worldview can coexist equally. But sociologists will tell you that true neutrality is impossible. What we call Canadian neutrality is actually a very specific, strict bundle of Western values: individualism, secularism, and consumerism. You are completely free to be diverse, as long as that diversity is just aesthetic. You can bring your traditional food to the office potluck, wear your cultural clothing, and celebrate your holidays. But what happens when your diversity cuts down to your actual moral core? If a traditional Muslim family wants to structure their child's education around their faith, or an Orthodox Hindu community wants to build a neighborhood around strict spiritual rules, they instantly hit massive institutional friction. The state effectively says, assimilate to our secular rules in public, or hide your true self behind closed doors. That isn't true pluralism. It's just forced conformity. So, what's the alternative? How do you actually build a society out of people who fundamentally disagree on the meaning of life? The answer might lie in a concept called jurisdictional pluralism, or what we can call coexistence arrangements. Instead of forcing everyone to agree on a single artificial set of values, you design public space like a matrix. Imagine a traditional community space with clear, conservative rules right next to a secular, individualistic commercial district, which sits right next to a radical debate space where absolutely everything can be criticized. You choose the space that matches your values. Because the rules of each space are totally transparent, you don't have to hide who you are. The speech gap closes. For a system like this to work without turning into chaos, you need 3 absolute, non-negotiable guardrails. First, a high tolerance for offense. You have to accept that your neighbors will live by rules you find personally distasteful. Second, radical transparency. The rules of a space must be clear before you walk in. And third, the ultimate safety valve, a guaranteed exit option. If you no longer fit into a community, the state must protect your absolute right to walk out. Right now, we are at a fork in the road. We can keep pretending everyone agrees, using corporate compliance and legal pressure to flatten out differences and force an artificial consensus. Or, we can accept the messy, fascinating reality. Humans radically disagree on how to live. One path keeps sealing the valves on a pressure cooker until it inevitably ruptures. The other path chooses a complex, difficult, but ultimately resilient peace. Diffusing the speech bomb isn't about passing more bills or running more workshops. It's about having the courage to let people live their truth out in the open, side by side, with the freedom to walk away.